for Qingmang. She turned around to respond, "This matter involves too much karma, it cannot be spoken of directly. As for the one seeking revenge." Tin Quan quickly disappeared, but not before leaving him a name, Luo Kumo. Only a faint trace of energy remained in the space. Hanju stood quietly, as if in a state of stagnation. He thought to himself, "Luo Kumo, huh? You wait for me." Hanju opened the secret manual to search for the name, and it recorded many names. Some names had already been crossed out, Mo Wu Ling, Zhu Kei, Zhu Yen Dao Ren, Luo Kumo. 3 years later, Kong Zi was holding a book, his mouth wide open. He shouted in shock, "What? Tribulation, Elder Han has broken through the major barrier." At the entrance of Hanju's cultivation cave, a plaque reading "New Home Good Luck" was hung. Kong Zi was busy with some trivial matters. Hanju asked him, "By the way, Sect Master, do you know any suitable place for crossing the tribulation recently? Preferably somewhere without disturbance, within 100 miles. He thought for a moment, muttering to himself, "According to the records of the 6 paths of reincarnation technique, the tribulation time for the tribulation stage is a multiple of the merging stage, and its power increases exponentially." Hanju fell into deep thought, the 9th layer of merging stage completion. If I go to the 10,000 demon realm, this time, I might destroy it. I need to find a safe place to cross the tribulation, no more delays. After thinking for a moment, Kong Zi finally remembered, actually, there's a place. It rains heavily every year, and many poisonous insects and demon beasts grow there. Very few cultivators go there. He pointed to the distance and said, "It's on the plain east of Yuqing sect, or I can take you there." Hanju looked at the direction of Kong Zi's finger and nodded in agreement, "All right." 2 golden auras flew swiftly across the sky, and everyone in Tiandong looked up. Rongqi asked in confusion, "Why did the ancestor and sect master leave?" The prison chicken didn't care about Rongqi's question and answered coldly, "They must be about to break through. Master's breakthrough speed in higher realms is faster than your low realms, what's wrong with you?" These words pierced the pride of Rongqi, Tiandong, and Chang'an. Tiandong turned red with anger and shouted, "You still have the nerve to talk, I bet you haven't broken through either." The prison chicken lowered its head, looking at Tiandong with a bead-like gaze, arrogantly saying, "What's wrong?" The chicken family's cultivation is higher than yours. Tiandong retorted, "So what, you break through slowly?" The prison chicken replied, "Even if I break through slowly, my realm is still higher than yours." Tiandong was left speechless, With no place to vent, he punched the prison chicken's stomach. The prison chicken didn't scold him but instead said something that made him even more enraged, "You're scratching my itchy spot." Chang'an and Rongqi didn't care too much and casually walked toward the distance with a net. Chang'an spoke, "Let's go fishing." He sighed inwardly, thinking that the master's subordinates, a chicken and a dog, were both particularly itchy. On the plains east of the Yuqing sacred sect, the wind and sand swept through. Hanju and Kong Zi stood on the clouds, talking. He said to Kong Zi, "Sect master, you should go back first. My tribulation might cause quite a disturbance." Kong Zi, hands clasped behind his back, looked at the endless plain ahead. He asked, "Don't you need me to guard you?" Hanju didn't want him to be involved, so he said, "The enemies might come to disturb my tribulation, and you won't be able to stop them." Kong Zi really wanted to guard him, but upon hearing this, he could only helplessly say, "Because your enemies are not only powerful, but there are many of them." Kong Zi frowned, "This makes sense. Farewell." Kong Zi left quickly, and Hanju looked up at the sky, thoughts running through his mind. With the spiritual treasures on me and my own strength, it's almost impossible to die in the tribulation, unless someone takes the opportunity to ambush me. The air shimmered with the aura of the tribulation, and Hanju realized, the tribulation is here. Suddenly, a light exploded in space, and the tribulation began to spread in the air. Looking at everything before him, Hanju felt uneasy. "I feel like I've forgotten something." Everything is ready, but something doesn't feel right. He stood in the air, facing the raging heavenly thunder. At this moment, Hanju suddenly remembered something very important, his heart filled with fear, burning like fire. He grabbed his arm. Damn. I forgot the Taoist robes of Yuqing sect. The tribulation realm is primarily based on the penetrating power of attacks, and even clothes from hundreds of years ago can't withstand it. A bolt of heavenly lightning struck, tearing his clothes into rags, exposing his upper body. He secretly complained, "Why is the golden soft divine armor transparent?" A flash of lightning struck directly at the ground, instantly causing the ground to crack, and stones flew everywhere. Soon, a month passed, and a system notification appeared on the screen. You have successfully broken through to the tribulation realm. You can choose 1. Prepare for ascension to the 3 realms, and you will receive a spiritual treasure and a heavenly Tao spirit stone. 2. Continue cultivating to challenge the great ascension realm, and you will receive a spiritual treasure and inherit a divine power. Hanju thought deeply, can I choose clothes? Apart from spiritual treasures, everything else has been destroyed. What should I do? How will I go back? After a moment of hesitation, he chose the second option on the system. Hanju thought to himself, although the tribulation realm can ascend, now is not the time. Those 2 Zhuke and Zhu Yen Taoists are still waiting for me in the sky. Ascending now would be asking for death. The system's voice sounded, you have chosen to continue cultivating to challenge the great ascension realm, and you will inherit a divine power. The screen displayed the notification, congratulations, you have obtained the Tai spiritual treasure. Golden soft inner armor. The system explained, the golden soft inner armor is a defensive spiritual treasure of the 8th rank Tai. It is highly flexible and has an extremely strong defense. The system's voice sounded again, congratulations, you have obtained the divine power gathering the universe, which allows the sleeve of the robe to absorb the yin-yang of all things in the heavens and earth. Han Ju said proudly, this is truly timely. I don't have to go back to the sect with my butt exposed anymore. And it's a defensive spiritual treasure of the 8th rank. The system truly understands me. The screen displayed, the way of ascension depends on personal luck, activating the heavenly Tao. The heavenly Tao can help you ascend to the upper world. The reincarnation method depends on activating the reincarnation power. To activate the heavenly Tao. Hanju was puzzled, has the 6 paths of reincarnation method been updated? Interesting, not only can I go to the upper world, but I can also go to the Yin realm and other extinct places. This should be related to the reincarnation sword immortal path I previously chose. No matter which world it is, for now, I don't need to go. Better to be a chicken head than a phoenix tail. Who knows how much my lifespan will increase. While thinking, the system screen immediately displayed his personal information. Tribulation realm, first layer, attributes related to offense and defense. Hanju's Fate 478/109000200. Human phase, transcended mortal, 6-element spiritual root including top-tier wind, fire, water, earth, wood, and lightning, increased luck, peerless innate luck, divine sword chi body method, descendant of the immortal Emperor. Hanju shouted in shock, 10,900 years of lifespan? His cultivation method also appeared, 6 paths of reincarnation method, capable of passing down spells, divine sword techniques. 7-step illusionary footwork, 3-star shadowless sword, peerless, 9 dragons demon sealing seal, great thunderstorm, wind god. Technique, soul recovery technique, divine power 6 paths soul absorption, Tianchu ghost god sword, law of heaven and earth. This information exploded in Hanju's mind, this is just the tribulation realm, and it's so unreasonable. Once I break through to the great ascension realm, my lifespan will be on par with the heavens and earth. I must strive to reach the great ascension as soon as possible. His goal became firmer, and a smug smile appeared on his lips. Hanju had already put on the golden soft inner armor. He stood in the air, surveying the surroundings. Under the heavenly tribulation, everything was destroyed, even the mountains were flattened. I didn't expect the destruction range of the tribulation realm to be so vast. No wonder the great sage Qing Mang wanted to occupy most of ancient Yuan continent. Suddenly, he widened his eyes and looked to the other side. An alert sounded in his mind. Wait, how could there be a living creature below the tribulation realm? No living being could withstand the lightning tribulation for a month. Hanju activated his divine sense, scanning the surrounding area and locking onto the target. As he got closer, he discovered that it was a young boy trembling in fear, surrounded by lush grass. He sighed. Inwardly, not only is this a person, but even the surrounding flowers and grass haven't been destroyed. This person is no simple matter. Could he be trying to take advantage of the tribulation to ambush me? Hanju flew in front of the young boy, his hands behind his back, exuding an extraordinary demeanor. He asked, "What do you want to do here?" "Where I am undergoing the tribulation." The boy, upon seeing him, said in surprise, his voice trembling, "Is the heavenly tribulation over?" The boy cupped his face, his eyes full of mist, his heart uneasy. I'm still alive. Thank heaven. Hanju's mind was in shock, and a thought suddenly erupted, cultivation at the chi refining realm, yet completely unaffected by the tribulation. How did he manage that? Not even a scratch? The system detected a person with extraordinary innate luck. Do you want to check his background? Soon, the screen displayed the boy's information. Feng Liang, Chi Refining Realm 3rd Layer, Child of Heaven and Earth. Born of the world's luck, protected by the heavens and earth. Due to the vast luck, his body and soul cannot bear it. Once he breaks through to the Golden Core realm, the luck of heaven and earth will soar and become unstoppable. Hanju tilted his head, looking at Feng Liang, observing carefully. He then turned his head to look at the system screen. Afterward, he glanced back at Feng Liang, leaving the boy confused. At this moment, he was stunned, his expression becoming one of disbelief. Hanju never expected that the person before him was a young boy, and he exclaimed in surprise. Feng Liang raised his innocent big eyes to look at Hanju, his face pale, his expression full of self-blame. The child spoke. Junior has no intention of disturbing Senior during the tribulation. I apologize. Hanju, however, was shouting in his heart, Child of heaven and earth, what is this? Is he the protagonist of this world? Hanju displayed an old appearance, his long nose wrinkling, his face dark as he asked, Your cultivation is so weak, how did you end up here? Feng Liang knelt on the ground, his tone respectful, I am a loose cultivator. I originally wanted to join the Yuqing sacred sect, but I got lost and happened to end up here. Hanju was surprised by this action. Looking at Feng Liang, he fell into thought, to be trapped in the tribulation for so long and still nothing happened? His luck is truly against the heavens. Returning to his usual charismatic self, Hanju looked at the trembling Feng Liang and couldn't help but feel helpless. With this kind of personality, being the child of heaven and earth, how can he be so weak? Forget it, let's form a good relationship. A token fell in front of Feng Liang, and the child was amazed as he looked at the object on the ground. The token had the words God Slayer engraved on it. A surprised voice echoed in the space, Isn't this the legendary elder of the Yuqing sacred sect, the God Slayer? Hanju disappeared into the air, leaving only a trace of spiritual energy. Feng Liang shouted, Senior. Han. Ju's voice echoed, This meeting is destined. You can take this token when you join the Yuqing sacred sect. Hanju evaluated Feng Liang in his heart. Although the child of heaven and earth has great potential, I am not inferior to him. Who knows who will become an immortal first? The system reminded, Feng Liang has developed a good impression of you. Current favorability is 4 stars. Hanju looked up at the system panel. This kid is sharp, he can get guidance from a strong one so easily, it's no wonder he looks up to me. Hanju walked out of the cave, and the grass at the ground was waiting outside. Upon seeing him, the little girl called out, Master. You're back, I haven't heard from you for so long, I almost got worried to death. He walked up to the little girl, and the grass tightly hugged his arm. Seeing this, Hanju comforted her, it's fine. The tribulation just took a little longer. How's your cultivation going? The little girl, still holding his arm, did not forget to answer, 8th layer of the Qi refining realm. Hanju looked at the grass with some appreciation, not bad. Is there anything else? The little girl looked up at him with big, cute eyes and began to talk about her cultivation experiences. Well, during cultivation, some memories from different places always appear in my mind. The little girl seemed unsure. It seems like a set of cultivation techniques. He sat down and poured a cup of tea. Hanju gently closed his eyes and said to the grass, since you once followed immortals, to comprehend the Tao, knowing cultivation techniques is not unusual. The little girl, upon hearing her master's words, agreed, yes. I've lost so many memories, but I still remember some things. It seems like something, like a... As he drank tea, he listened to the grass's story. A speck of dust can fill the sea, a blade of grass can cut the sun and moon's spirit. Master, you see, isn't this implying that I should take the sword cultivator's path? Hanju felt somewhat helpless but remained silent. On the wall of Hanju's cave, the writing was very clear. A voice echoed in the space, 8 times out of 10, if something's wrong, tell me immediately, bear with it for a while, and the world is vast. At the Yuqing sacred sect, since the great sage Qing Meng died at Yuqing, cultivators from all over the world admired his name and came, and the sect's incense remained unbroken. People came and went, lining up from outside to the inside. A loud shout reminded everyone, if you wish to join our sect, please go to the right side, bring all required documents and identity copies. Remember. Remember. The shout continued, warning everyone to be cautious. Please keep your valuable items, such as weapons, techniques, and pills safe. We are not responsible for any loss. Feng Liang sweated, awkwardly, looking at the crowd ahead. The child sighed, there are so many people. How long will I have to wait? Standing in the middle of the crowd, the child began to feel confused and scared. Feng Liang blamed himself. I was too nervous that day and forgot to introduce myself. How can I find the senior now? Do they still remember me? He thought, they should know where the senior is, right? At the Yuqing sacred sect's Q area, the monk holding the loudspeaker was loudly reminding, no cutting in line, the path of cultivation is difficult and dangerous. If you won't even follow the small rule of lining up, then get lost. Wu Gang, with his arms crossed, noticed Feng Liang approaching with a bundle on his back. The child asked him, Sir, may I ask, I was summoned by a senior of your sect? Wu Gang's face showed displeasure, and he sneered inwardly, another one trying to use connections to get in. He spoke to Feng Liang in a sarcastic tone, stop dreaming, rules are rules, no one can change them. Even if the sect master nominates you, it won't work. Please queue up. The child raised the God Slayer Elder's token to show him, looking somewhat dejected, unsure of what to do. Feng Liang asked Wu Gang, isn't this token enough? The prison chicken, Rong Qi, Chang'an, and Tiandong all looked at the token in surprise. Wu Gang, quick as lightning, used sword energy to send the child to Hanju. Wu Gang's attitude changed instantly, and he immediately raised both hands above his head, making a gesture of affection and cuteness. He said to Hanju, he's delivered to you. I'll take my leave now. Feng Liang looked at Wu Gang, confused by his intentions. Tiandong excitedly stood next to the child, his eyes sparkling with curiosity, and said sweet words, little sister, may I ask what your name is? Feng Liang blinked and then introduced his name, my name is Feng Liang, Feng for upright, Liang for beautiful. Rong Qi, Chang'an, and Tiandong all collapsed at Feng Liang's words and blink. The prison chicken gave a subtle compliment, elegant and refined. A gentleman seeks knowledge. Tiandong, with his hands crossed over his chest, eyes sparkling, also praised, like a spring breeze, so refreshing. Hanju walked past these people and left a sentence that left everyone petrified. He's a man, let's start the meeting.